So welcome to the round 7 video for this week. We have a lot of things to discuss, such as rookies, Dangerfield, Liver, heaps of stuff, so it should be good. And yeah, we'll just review the team as usual. So I scored 2,137. I think that's okay for this week. Mostly I think we all were 100 below what we should have been because of one former king, Patrick Dangerfield. But nonetheless, I think it cancels out. So rank 301 right now, so cannot complain with that at all. In a decent position. So need to make some plays or moves or something in this week. So we have 311 in the bank. Actually, I'm going to zoom in because I forget every week. We'll zoom in a lot for a change. So Zach Williams scored 140. I think he's benefiting from no Lockie Whitfield, who I'm going to try and bring in 2 weeks. I think Whitfield comes back next week. So yeah, really impressed with Zach Williams. Hopefully he can keep this up, or keep up 98 average. Brady Smith was very good this week. Just gets off the chain every week, which is really good. And Darcy Moore played really well, so happy to keep playing Moore on field for the time being. So yeah, just happy with him. He can sit at D3 for a bit. Callum Wilkie was good again. I think he only had about 30 in Dream Team, but yeah, we'll take 63. Marty Hall 88, very good. The only problem with this pick now, I think Lever is playing VFL. I think it's next week, so I wonder how that impacts Hoare. So I assume they can't drop Hoare, so maybe they play in the same team. But yeah, see what happens there. It might kill Hoare's scoring though. And then Xavier Dersmo, the arrow man, scored 68. That's fine against Collingwood. Very tough matchup. Clark's doing nothing on the bench, and we went early on Ainsworth. So a little bit risky, but it does open up what I can do this week. So I think he keeps his spot. He played a bit on the wing, so yeah, big fan of Ainsworth. I thought he played well. So in the midfield, Cripps, good recovery after a slow start. Lockie Neal, should have captained Cripps, but whatever. Neal 108 with a tag, I think, so that's fine. I captained McRae. I keep doing this and I never learn. His time on ground the last 2 weeks has been 10% less what it usually is. I don't know why. Maybe might have a niggle, probably not, but it's just a little bit weird. But yeah, I thought he'd go big against Richmond, but Dunkley took all his points and took Libber's points as well, so that's okay. Probably won't captain him for the time being. And Matt Crouch and Sloan are doing fine, I think. 107 and 106 average. Both of them kind of butchered it, so could have been a bit better, but happy with those picks, and it looks like the Crows are playing a little bit better, so that's encouraging. And Jack Steele, I think he went off with a blood nose in the last quarter, so he scored about 0 in the last quarter, but 98, I'd take it, it's fine. Sam Walsh was good again, 89, 22 touches, which is his lowest for the year, which is still very good. And we played Will Hayes on the field. So we got rid of Bailey Scott for Will Hayes, and I hope he keeps his spot. I think he's good with pressure, like a good pressure player, but he does seem to butcher it a bit, and everyone else is hogging up all the points. So yeah, missed out on Atkins. Hopefully Constable comes back. Constable Charlie. That would be a big help next week, I think. I think he had 11 tackles in the VFL, 24 touches, something like that. So Brody Grundy and Max Gawn, same thing, different week really. Was going to say the like saying to that, but didn't. And Riley O'Brien, 123 on the bench. Can't really say it's wasted points because I was never going to play him on the field. But he's making stacks, so that's pretty good. And at F1, Trav Boak played okay against Collingwood. Tough matchup for him, so that's fine. Still looks really good. Dangerfield 26. Don't know what happened. I think it was his knee. And he had another injury earlier in the game, so hopefully he plays this week. Otherwise, welcome Noah Bolter. I don't want that. But yeah. Then I Dream of Heaney, or I Nightmare of Heaney. No, I won't call him that. Isaac Heaney. Oh man, I wish he was playing midfield. I don't know why John Longmire. It's like playing Sam Walsh forward for Carlton. He's just because he can run and jump doesn't mean he can play. He should play forward. He's their best midfielder, I think. Him and Josh P. Kennedy. So a little bit annoying, but just have to deal with it. Not gonna trade him. Yeah, mate. No, I won't trade him. And Caleb Daniel. Yeah, he's a pretty good player. 36 touches. So happy with his pick. Didn't even know he was playing halfback to about round 3, so should have recognised that earlier. But yeah, ignored him in the preseason, but got him in, so that's fine. Willem Drew had 8 tackles, so that's good. Otherwise, he would have scored about 40. And Liam Baker's doing pretty good as well. Him and Daniel are the, I think that they are the 2 shortest players in the AFL. So they are welcomed. We are very inclusive at the Jords Terror squad. And yeah, Noah Bolter scored 59. Nearly fell off my chair when I saw this score. So that's fine. He can make a bit more. Still break even of 7. And yeah, Bynes is pretty cool. Just hanging at F8. So my trades for this week. I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So we're going to trade Sam Walsh, I'm thinking, if Constable plays, to 1 Nathaniel Fife. Because Fife plays Richmond and he should score 200 on them. He won't, but Richmond give up a lot of points. So I do like that. Oh, we're going to do another one. Willem Drew. Please welcome back Tim Kelly. I kind of want to go for Tom Hawkins, but I don't think I will. So, I think we have a lot of options this week. I kind of want to get in Corbett because his job security is so good. And he has a good fixture in the bye rounds, which he'll be needed in. But I'm not sure. I kind of want to get in players now. But we'll see what happens. So the reason why I'm trading Walsh is because I'm ranked 301. And I kind of want to go for a point of difference move where everyone else has Sam Walsh, pretty much. So I don't have him anymore. And Walsh plays Collingwood and then the Giants. Really tough matchup for midfielders. So I'm hoping Walsh plays bad in those 2 games. Maybe he doesn't, I don't know. But it's just, yeah, it can get me a leg up on the competition. But it can also backfire because Walsh is serious. He's the chosen one. He's a gun. So see how we go there. But yeah, do like Walsh and definitely not against holding him. In fact, I think you definitely should hold him, but just the sort of risk I want to take. So to the agenda. So first thing we can talk about is Libba and Dunkley. So Beveridge woke up and said, I think I'm going to play Libba forward and Dunkley back in the midfield where he belongs. So that means Dunkley scored 140. It was on Richmond, who are terrible midfield at the moment. And Libba played, I think he played a run with roll on, I think it was Hooley and Martin. That's what I read. I'm not 100% sure. But Libba definitely had a role change. So I was in the camp of holding Libba. I guess I was wrong. Just bad call. So I think Libba's break-even's 142. I think that means you trade him. Libba can still come good, but if this sort of role continues for him, he's going to bleed cash. So I would jump from Libba if you can. And Dunkley, I'm not going to get him in, but I'm kind of interested. I just don't know if he keeps that role. But yeah, impressed with Dunkley, and if you held him, well done. I would have traded him because that's how I am. Which isn't necessarily a good thing sometimes, but I just trade really aggressively because I don't like doubtful roles. So yeah, you can get Dunkley in if you want. You just got to know the risk that it's Luke Beveridge is the coach, so anything can happen. So yeah, trade Libba and hold Dunkley or get him in if you want, but I won't. Too much risk for me. So Tom Rockcliffe, I liked Tom Rockcliffe, but I'd never learn. He sucked me in this year, even though I didn't pick him. I did like him as a pick. He looked like Rockcliffe of last year. He had tape on his shoulder and tape on both knees. And I'm pretty sure he lost the tape on his shoulder early in the season, but he got it back for whatever reason. So yeah, he looked pretty cooked that game, and I think he's been copping attention from the opposition. So, I mean, you can hold him, I guess. I mean, you can't trade everyone out after one bad score, but given what I saw, he looked pretty cooked. He might play well next week, but yeah, you can trade him if you want to a Fife. That's the only trade I would do, or a Lloyd via Dersma. But yeah, if you want, you can trade him. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if his season goes downhill from here. But hold or trade, it's up to you. So this is an interesting one, and the Hoff. So I think he's a showdown specialist. So has the showdown this week, and he's only 400k. I'll just check his break even. I think it's pretty low. 36. So Westhoff, I'm not convinced on him, but he's playing the role. He's playing a bit more up the ground with Marshall up forward, and I think Dixon comes back soon. I think in maybe a month. So I don't mind this play of getting Westhoff because you also get extra points during the bye rounds when you can swing him up at R3 when Gawn and Grundy have the same bye, if you have a loophole, that is. So I don't mind it, and I'm thinking about doing it. If I don't go Tim Kelly, it will be Westhoff. And yeah, I think at this stage, it's really important to find cheap keepers if you can, because it will get you ahead and upgrade your team faster. So yeah, I don't mind Westhoff. I think it's risky. I'm not totally convinced, but I'm happy to wait just to see some sort of form turnaround. It's only been 2 weeks, but you never know. I have Nat Fife on here. I don't know why. I was just going to say he plays Richmond, who leaking a lot of points. So I'm going to get in Fife this week, if all going well. Now, Jeremy Cameron is on track for like the greatest full forward. I think he's a full forward, I assume, or half forward. I'm not even sure. One of the greatest seasons as a forward in the history. Certainly in the AFL era. So he's on track for about 100 goals this year. And GWS's fixture is pretty nasty. As in, I'd be scared if with these teams not owning Cameron, if that makes sense. Because he is a very easy draw. Should have just said that from the start. But yeah, if you want to get him in, you can. He never plays 22 games, which is really annoying. Can get suspended or some sort of injury, some sort of minor injury. So you can get in Cameron if you want. I think I have his fixture. Here it is. Hawthorn. Hawthorn's defence is okay. Then Carlton, no Liam Jones. Melbourne, Oscar McDonald. Gold Coast, probably Collins. And then the Crows, North and Essendon. So all up, especially Carlton, Melbourne, Gold Coast in 2 weeks. He should have a field day. There's no reason why he shouldn't. So yeah, big fan of Cameron. I'm not going to get him in, but I think it could be a pretty good move if you do get him in. Another one is Tom Hawkins. I spoke about him last week, but yeah, his next few games are North, Dogs, Gold Coast, Sydney and Richmond. All these teams seem to leak a lot of points, except for the Dogs, but the Dogs' defence isn't very good, or key defence. So Hawkins is one you could go for. I'm thinking about it. And lastly, Caleb Daniel. I think I said it was 36 touches. Yeah, playing really, really well. So big fan of Caleb Daniel if you want him. I would take Daniel over most forwards, except for Boak. So yeah, big fan of Daniel. And he's almost like Jake Lloyd, but little bit more damaging, if that makes sense. So yeah, now the rookies, Moore. So we have Moore, Larkey, and Cornetto or Corbett as the forward rookies. Out of these three, I like Corbett, best job security and the better player. Hard fixture, but Moore's job security is pretty suspect. Larkey didn't play very well on the weekend, and Corbett's, I think his GPS numbers are really good, so that'll hold him in good stead. Another one is Ainsworth in defence. I think you got to get him in this week if he's named, which he should be. Played a bit, I think, halfback and wing, I think. So yeah, they rate him very highly at Brisbane, so bring him in if you want. Dara Joyce is another one. His job security is pretty bad, so I think you go Ainsworth over him. And finally, Jackson Hedley from the Giants. So if Hedley is named with Kelly and Whitfield in the team, go ahead and get him in, I think. I'm going to skip him because I think I have other priorities. But Hedley's job security doesn't seem very good, but I think he scored a 95 and an 85. So yeah, that's the episode, or whatever it is. I'll just say episode for this week. And yeah, so this week, probably do the podcast. And thank you to everyone that tuned in to, or watched I call it the late night team reviews, where I just go through all the teams in Thursday night, because I get home late Thursday, so yeah, just do it at like 11 o'clock at night. I should do it live, but for now we'll do it delayed. Anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, good luck this week.